Hey everyone, it's Squirtle here and welcome back to another video. The last video trying to beat Pokemon Black with only 10 pick was very time consuming but still was a very fun and interesting challenge. But in today's challenge we're going to be trying to beat Pokemon Blue with only a Squirtle. Now in Gen 1 there are no natures and I know that some of the stats are merged together, so I'm not fully sure what Squirtle's base stats are in Gen 1, but this is just what I found. But in Gen 1, Squirtle doesn't learn many moves to level up and it only learns water and normal attacking moves, so we don't really have any coverage against other types. But at least this is backed up by the decent amount of TM moves he can learn, such as Mega Punch, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Submission, Talisman Toss, Dig, and even Rest. But getting into the challenge rules though, we can only use Squirtle in battle, however we can use other Pokemon for HM moves. Number 2, we can use any items in battle, however held items and items outside of battle are okay. And finally, number 3, we can use any cheats or hacks, but I do use speed up to lessen the time it takes to complete this challenge. But finally, with the challenge rules out of the way, let's go ahead and start this run. We start off at Professor Oak's lab and choose our starter Pokemon, Squirtle, to accompany us for this journey. We name him Turtle Wordle and we fight against our rival. Nothing too crazy, just a few tackles until Bulbasaur goes down. In Pewter City we have the battle against Brock, and this was just a breeze. I was able to take out his Geodude and Onix with just a few bubbles for an easy win. In Cerulean City, I decided to fight our rival before the gym, and this actually took a few attempts to our rival's Pidgeotto spamming Sand Attack to lower my accuracy to the point that I could never land a hit, or when I finally do manage to land a hit, I'm low enough to the point that I get taken out afterwards. But after a few attempts I get a lucky run where Pidgeotto only attacks and never uses Sand Attack, and I just spam Bite a couple of times until it goes down. Abra easily gets one-shotted from a bite, and I managed to make Frittata flinch, allowing me to take it out with just 2 bites. Last out is Bulbasaur, who goes for Leech Seed instead of Vine Whip, allowing me to also take it out with just 2 hits for the win. Alright, so putting ahead for Misty, she has a level 18 Staryu and a level 21 Starmie, which are both just water types. The only attacking moves they actually have are Tackle, Water Gun, Bubble Beam, which means that this fight should be a breeze just by spamming Bite a few times, but let's see how it goes. Alright, so yeah, this fight was super easy. Staryu went down with just a few hits from Bite, and then Starmie used a special defense, so it did take a few more hits than usual, but eventually Starmie also went down just from a few bites. On the SSN, we have our third battle against our rival, and unlike before, this fight was super easy, man. I was able to just dog walk his entire team just by using Bite a few times on each of his Pokemon. Now this fight may have been a little harder if Pidgeotto went for Sand Attack instead of Gust, but either way, that's a victory, and I'll take it. Alright, so for Leader Surge, we can see that he has a level 21 Voltorb, a level 18 Pikachu, and a level 24 Raichu, which are all electric types. Voltorb shouldn't be a problem because he also doesn't have any electric attacking moves. However, I am concerned for the Pikachu and Raichu because they both have the ability to paralyze us and also hit us with an electric attack. Raichu is my main concern though, as it has Thunderbolt, but hopefully at our level we'll be able to just brute force. So I'm able to take out his Voltorb with easy 2 hits from Bite and only taking little damage from Sonic Boom. Next is Pikachu, who surprisingly went down by a single bite, and then Raichu comes out and outspeeds me, doing decent damage with Thundershock. Surge then uses an X-Beat, which allows me to drop Raichu to the smallest sliver of health before it returns the favor back to me by dropping me to 7 HP before I use one final bite to take it out. Alright, so yeah, that was intense. I think that if it didn't go for an X speed, then I would have lost, especially because just 2 hits of Thundershock dropped me to 7 HP at the end. What surprised me most though was how Pikachu was easily one-shotted by Bite. But yet again, I am double its level, so it's kind of to be expected. But moving on to Celadon City Gym, I actually lost to one of the trainers because Otis paralyzed me, and then Bellsprout just kept spamming Rap to the point that I could never attack. So yeah, by Rap doing 2 damage each time, Bellsprout managed to hit me 40 consecutive times with Rap without me ever getting a hit on once, until I eventually fainted. But it wasn't a required battle, so it doesn't matter. What does matter though is the next battle against Erica, which took so many attempts due to her Victory Bell hitting so hard with Razor Leaf, and that it can take me out with 2 hits, and it just takes 3 hits from Bite to be able to take it out. So yeah, that's a problem. That and the fact that it also puts me to sleep, which means that an automatic loss for me. Even if I get past her Victory Bell, Vileplume just finished me off. I decided to go to Team Rocket Hideout and fight all the Team Rocket grunts for levels, and then at the very top we fight Giovanni again. And to be honest, there isn't a lot to say about this fight. It was a cakewalk, and I was able to one-shot all 3 of his Pokemon. Hopefully I will have the same luck trying to Gym Leader again. Alright, so for some reason Victory Bell's Sleep Powder doesn't affect me, so that gives me an extra round to survive, and I just spam Bite until Victory Bell goes down. He does hit me with Razor Leaf, but I survive with around 1/3 health. Next is Tangela, and I went for Withdrawal instead of to get my defense up for Vileplume, and luckily Tangela only does 2 damage against me each time, and after reaching my limit I started attacking with Bite, which almost one-shots but eventually takes it out. Lastly is Vileplume, who used Mega Drain, which dropped me to 4 HP. We then go for Bite, which almost one-shots it, and luckily Vileplume goes for Sleep Powder, which doesn't affect us and allows us to use one more Bite to take it out, finally winning me the gym badge. Yeah, I got super lucky here, and to be honest, I don't know why I didn't just go for Mega Drain again, but after 30 minutes of attempts, I'm not complaining. At the top of the Pokemon Graveyard Tower, we fight against our rival again, and just like before, his team just doesn't stand a chance against me. Pidgeotto goes down from a single Hydro Pump, Gyarados goes down from 2 bites, Growlithe gets one-shotted by a Hydro Pump, Alakazam gets one-shotted by a Hydro Pump, and Venusaur goes down by 2 bites with only using Leech Seed. So yeah, this fight was super easy, and I mean, he only did 6 damage to me in total, so yeah, that's just sad for him. And Weezing both survive with little health from Hyper Pump, but one goes for Sludge for little damage, and the other uses an X attack, which gives me a free turn to attack, and I just use Bubble to finish them both off, winning me another gym badge. In the Silph Co building, we run into our rival again for another battle, and I'm not even going to go step by step explaining this battle. I mean, just like before, our rival just doesn't stand a chance against us. I mean, either we're one-tapping with Hydro Pump, or we switch to Bite if it's Venusaur or Gyarados, and even then, they only take 2 hits to go down, so yeah, another easy victory for us. At the top though, we fight Giovanni again, and I don't even want to go over this fight. I mean, just look what happened, bro. His entire team just got completely annihilated. Anyway, I would go over the next gym coming up, but with how this run is going so far, I don't know if I need to. I mean, so far I've been able to beat just about all the major batters just by using only a few attacks per Pokemon each time, so let's see. Anyway, Sabrina sends out a Kadabra who gets one-shotted by Hydro Pump. She next sends out a Mr. Mime who also gets one-shotted by Hydro Pump. Venonat does paralyze us, but we're able to one-shot with Hydro Pump on the next turn. Last out is Alakazam, who outspeeds me and critical hits me for half health with Psybeam and manages to take a Hydro Pump. On the next turn though, he misses and I go for Body Slam to finish it off, winning me the fight against Sabrina. Blaine is up next, and as you would expect, his team was easy sweep, but yet again I'm not surprised. I mean, even without being super effective against his whole team, I still feel like I could have beat him with ease, just like the other gyms. But moving on, we have our final gym battle against Giovanni, and once again, an easy one-shotting train. Up until this point in the game, Squirtle has been doing really well. I mean, the grass gym is the only one we really had struggled with, and that just took a few levels to get up to beat, and that wasn't even that hard. So yeah, so far Squirtle might be the best start I've ever used so far. But also this is Gen 1, so that might be why it's easier. But before going to Victory Road, we're stopped by a rival for our final rival fight. And I did actually lose the first attempt due to his Venusaur using Razor Leaf for lots of damage, but aside from him, the rest of his team was an easy sweep. And on the second attempt, Body Slam was able to one-shot this time. So I have no idea why it didn't before, especially because I didn't get critical hit this time. But either way, I'm happy, and now let's move on to the Elite 4. The first Elite 4 Ice user, Lorelei, and she first entered the Wong Fight managed to paralyze with Body Slam and take it out with a few hits without it attacking. Next out is Cloyster, who manages to confuse me, but with a few swerves, I'm able to take it out. Next is Slowbro, who takes a good amount of hits due to my attack being lowered a few times, but Surf is able to take it out. Jinx is almost one-shotted by Surf, but it hits with little damage from Body Slam before falling to a Body Slam from us. Lastly is Lapras, who confuses us, and surprisingly it only ever went for Confuse Light, which always failed since I was always confused, and I just spammed Surf and Body Slammed until I eventually fainted it, which wins me the fight against Lorelei. The next Elite 4 member was Bruno, who was even easier. Onyx went down from a single Surf and then hit my chance hits us with a critical hit Mega Punch for 1/3 of our health before falling to Body Slam. Him and Lee and Onyx both fall to a single Surf, and then Machamp never hits us at all and falls to a final Hydro Pump, which wins us our second victory. The third Elite 4 member is Agatha, and I did lose to her a few times because I get put to sleep by Gengar and it uses Dream Eater, which kills me every single time. I decided to learn Dig because in this generation, Dig is super effective against her Pokemon, and from there I just began to sweep her entire team with ease for another easy win. The last Elite 4 member, Lance, was also kinda easy. I mean, I did take a little damage from each of his Pokemon, but aside from that, I was able to take out each of his Pokemon with a few hits each, and the only problem I came across was figuring out what moves to use, as I needed to save some power points for the champion. But now the final battle of the game is against our rival, and I tried this fight a good amount of times, but I just couldn't do it, because I kept falling from his final Pokemon, which is Venusaur, as his Razor Leaf is obviously super effective, and always critically hits us. Not only that, but I kept running out of power points, so I had to learn Blizzard, which did help us a lot against Pidgeotto and Gyarados, and even Venusaur if I was able to survive long enough to use it against it. But I decided to grind up by refighting the elite form many times, and at level 81 I tried this fight against a rival again. And I did lose many times still, and I taught Squirtle strength so I would have another normal attacking move that I could use, and surprisingly this actually helped us a lot. Pidgeot got one-shotted by Blizzard, and then Alakazam took a few hits from Dig, but eventually it went down after bringing me to half health. Rhydon got one-shotted by a Surf, and then Gyarados went down after a few hits from Strength, after it wasted a round having to recharge. Arcanine fell to 2 digs while taking us to 37 health, and Venusaur wasted a round to get taken to Silent 8, which gave us one extra turn to use one final Blizzard to take it out, which finally wins us a battle against the champion, and we can finally answer the question of can you beat Pokemon Blue with just a Squirtle, and the answer to that is yes. Now the final time for this run was in game 15 hours and 18 minutes.